like to welcome you to this Q&A and say that it's a blessing to be with you. You know, we get a lot of correspondence here at this ministry, and one question we often receive is, where did we come from? So today in this Q&A, I'd like to talk a little bit about where we came from, our roots. The roots of this organization goes back to the 1800s, to a man named William Miller. William Miller was a Baptist minister that believed and was interested in prophecy, especially in the return of Yahweh the Messiah, his second coming. Matter of fact, based on his study and research of the book of Daniel, he believed that Yahweh would return in the year of 1844. Now, obviously, this never happened. This was called the Great Disappointment. Now, from William Miller came the Millerite movement. From the Millerite movement came the Church, the Seventh-day Adventists, and eventually the Church of God Seventh Day. Now, the Church of God Seventh Day ordained 70 elders at one point. Two of those elders were Theodot and Herbert Armstrong. Herbert Armstrong believed very much in the Sabbath and feast days. Theodot agreed. But Theodot also went further and believed that the names of the Father and Son, the Hebraic names, were important. He based this on Proverbs 30 verse 4, the names of Yahweh and Yahshua. Now this is really what began and started movements and organizations such as, again, Yahweh's Restoration Ministry. And as you can imagine, we continue to uphold the weekly Sabbath, the feast days, and also the sacred names of the Father and Son. Matter of fact, based on Acts 4 verse 12, we know that there's only one name given among men whereby we find salvation, and that is the name of Yahshua the Messiah. There is only one name for the Savior. And we also know, based on Joel chapter 2, Acts chapter 2, and also other passages showing that through Yahweh's name we find salvation. Again, there's only one name we find salvation, and that is Yahweh, and of course through his Son, which literally means Yahweh is salvation. We also know that Yahweh's name is the seal that will seal the saints in the Great Tribulation, based on Revelation chapter 14, verse 1. So the names of Yahweh and Yahshua are important. Now, in addition to that, we also believe in the resurrection and the redemption of Yahshua the Messiah. You know, many people believe and accuse us of legalism. We don't believe in this. We don't believe that we're saved by works. What we do believe, though, is that once we're redeemed, that we must live a sanctified life, or a life of holiness, and that is why we obey the commandments, as we find in Revelation, for instance, 12:17, 14:12, and 22:14. Matter of fact, 12 verse 17 and 14 verse 12 states that a saint is one who keeps the commandments of Yahweh and holds to the faith of Yahshua the Messiah. You know, we get to the crux of the issue. The purpose of this ministry is very simple. The purpose of this ministry is to strip away the traditions of men, whether that be Jewish or Christian, and to return back to the apostolic assembly, to go back to the Hebraic roots of the New Testament. You know, many people believe that the New Testament had a Grecian foundation. That's not true. The New Testament has the same foundation as what we find in the Old. It was a Hebraic foundation. It was a Hebraic promise. Where I pray that this word's been a blessing to you, and I would hope that you would join me every week for all the Q&As. And until then, may Yahweh bless you. Bye-bye.